What's up? This is Ross from Immolation, and you're watching Get Into the Pit.
Hello guys, and welcome to Get in the Pit TV.
Thank you. We're very happy to be here.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
How are you? How are you this fine day?
Good, good. We're very happy to be here, like I said, and we're looking forward to tonight's show. This is our first time in Finland, and same for you guys, right?
Yep.
Your bands are quite unique sounding anyways. Like, for Immolation, I don't know, for me it's like deathy black metal. Am I correct?
It's like, I'm sorry?
It's like black metal with a death kind of vibe, American death kind of vibe. I mean, it's not pure death metal either.
It's just very dark. I mean, if I had to categorize it, I would definitely say it leans more in the death metal, realm, definitely. But when you get right down to it, death metal, black metal, whatever it is, we all come from the same influences. You know, when you strip it right down, we all pretty much grew up listening to like Venom and Slayer and Celtic Frost and Creator, early Sodom. Black Sabbath, early Possessed, I think most bands who've been around as long as, both of us have pretty much had the same influences, you know what I'm saying? So it's pretty much what you did with those influences and how you crafted your own sound that pretty much, made us what we were, you know what I'm saying? So if I had to say, yeah, we probably have elements of a lot of different types of music because, we listen to all types of music and everything pretty much inspires and influences you in some way, But, I would say we definitely lean more in the death metal direction. But, a lot different than some of the other death metal bands. I think it's just darker, it has more feeling, and, so.
And when it comes down to your band, Ashmedi, trashy black metal, but
I think you're right. As I said, I wanted to invent something and not do something because otherwise I would do that in private. I wanted, metal is like a tree, right? With many branches. And if I contribute a small branch, no matter how insignificant it is, that for me is very gratifying, right? So, in that process, when I wanted to do this style of music, based also on my cultural, mythological background, I basically blended the black metal. Well, it's in essence, it is a black metal band from the Middle East, right? Near East, to be more specific. But I wanted to blend black metal with thrash metal because thrash metal is my passion as well. I've grown up listening to thrash metal. So I wanted to mix those with even the roots of hard rock and heavy metal and just to make something my own with my own guitar scales and my own way of picking of drone strings that gives that dreamy Eastern type of feel. On top of that, I wanted to be the first band that uses Middle Eastern drum beats, not just guitars. And at first it sounded strange, but we discovered that these drum beats are based on tribal music, which in essence is like metal, very primal, and it worked. It worked very well for us. So that's the essence of the band, basically, and we keep on progressing it, but very subtly.
Definitely long history for both bands, so there has been lots of touring for both bands as well. Best memories from the road.
Go ahead, you take that one first.
Well, for me, we don't tour that much, to be honest with you, because we did not want to tour a lot, unless we thought that the tour is basically the right opportunity, depending on various reasons. This tour for us was a plus because we like the bands. When they told me you want to tour with Immolation, I said yes because it's one of my favorite death metal bands, and I don't have many favorite death metal bands, so I like this band very much. And the plus side to that was, like Ross said, that we all get along so well. It's just like we've known each other for so long, right? Cracking up, just enjoying each other's company, looking out for each other. It's very good. It doesn't. I didn't think that happens often, so I'm gonna consider this a plus. But I don't like to reminiscent about the good old days. It's just I've had some strange encounters in concerts that I'll never forget. Like, for example, in Jerusalem, I'm not Israeli, you know, I'm Armenian, so I never had to go to any army. I didn't have the citizenship, but I knew guys that were in the army that used to escape to come to the concert knowing that they'll stay 1 month in jail, which is not fun, you know, but I appreciate that. And, you know, people who, because we didn't perform that much, when we do a concert that people come from like the other side of Europe or something, fly or drive their car for like 2 days or something to see a concert, I appreciate that as well. So for me, this leaves always a nice mark.
Wow. We've just, you know, 20 years of playing shows and touring, there's so many like different crazy weird, you know, experiences, but you know, each tour is so different from the next. I mean, each tour we have very positive memories, I think, from every tour we've ever done, you know, and knock on wood, they've for the most part all been positive experiences. You know, every once in a while you get a couple of characters on tour that are very hard to deal with, but it really hasn't been so much the case, you know, luckily for us. And you know, we just did a tour in the States with Rotting Christ and Belphegor and the Versafira. Another phenomenal tour with great bands, great people. Again, like, you know, MC was saying, it's a very positive vibe on this tour as it was on that tour. We did a run with Suffocation just before that, which was, you know, it was our first time touring with them. Great guys. I mean, although we're from the same area in New York, we never toured with them, you know, so we knew them, you know, just from seeing them at shows and you know, blah blah blah. But to actually get to know them as people on a tour, it was cool. You know, they're really good guys, professional guys, and then our first tour for this record over here was with Crisian, Grave, and Dawn of Azazel from New Zealand, and again, that had a very positive vibe because we've toured with Crisian before. Grave, we've known. You know, we used to write to each other back in the late '80s. And Dawn of Azazel were a younger band, almost similar to how Sickening Horror guys are. It was like their first like real big tour over in Europe, and they were a three-piece. They were very excited, and they didn't know what to expect, and it was a great experience for everybody. So, you know, each tour is very different in its own way. It's kind of like, you know, a month out of your life that's so unique, and it can never be duplicated. If we took these 4 bands now and toured again in a year, it would be totally different. I'm sure it would be a very positive vibe again, but there's something very unique about each tour, you know, and I was just talking about this with somebody else recently, and you know, the sad thing is, like, once the tour comes to an end, you know, you have all these like great memories of all the great people that were on the tour and all the crazy moments and the fun times, you know, and it's like, you know, it's cool to have that, you know, you look back in 20 years, it's like, wow, that was a great tour, these guys were so cool, you know, and so yeah, it's, you know, it's
wow. Oh, great.
It's true though, man. You know, it really is. You know,
thinking about it, man. You know, it's gonna be hard the end of the tour.
It is, man. So that's why we gotta try to get these guys to the States with us. You know.